morning. We're on the train.
On the Channel Tunnel.
This is the first on our way to France. Red vines. This is the only way to eat red vines. Okay. You've eaten it. That's so rude. You're disobeying the etiquette.
Cheers.
Red vines. Cheers. Now in the mouth. Nom nom nom. Ben didn't want one. Who is Bob? The original Bob is actually a real person who's a friend of ours. He's a bit of an idiot, but he's one of those people who sort of processes things differently. He's actually a sort of a musical genius and mathematical wizard.
Yeah, he is a mathematical wizard, but exists kind of in that. He's one of those people who isn't really kind of appropriate for normal life. Like he's one of those, but he's got a particular set of skills that sets him up very badly for everything.
Yeah, you sort of say something to him, and then he says, "Well, that's interesting. I'm just going to try and understand that as a shape. Give me a second." And he'll be sort of imagining some kind of, I don't know, some kind of rhombus or something. And you just ask him, "Do you?"
Some kind of rhombus.
Yeah. You just ask him, "Do you want a cup of tea?" He's like, "Wait a second. I can only understand that in triangles." Quite a fascinating individual, basically. So that's the real one. Yeah.
You'd like him. He's a fine character.
Conceived in Kent, made in Kent, and then sent round the world, Bob is inspiring people everywhere to take pictures.
And it makes people feel confident. The moment they've got one of these, people have the confidence to take a picture because he's in it. But really, they're deciding what they're doing. We're not deciding what they're doing. Sometimes we can inspire people, we can take pictures ourselves to sort of give people ideas, but really, it's a community-led project rather than an artist-led project.
And that community is growing. The artists have received photographs from some interesting places. This image from Singapore was the first.
What's your name, sorry?
Eric.
Eric and...
Jay.
Hello, good to meet you. And you've met Bob now?
Yeah.
Yay. And this is Lomography Paris.
Very nice.
Very nice. This will be going on your website.
Perfect.
Excellent.
3 miles in, flat tyre.
The whole world is against us today.
There seemed to be a little bit.
Bob became the Cardboard Bob because we were doing we were making this weird book. At the time, we were completely unaware that it was formless and that we didn't really know at all what we were doing. But we were making this book about Bob travelling through space and time.
Yep, Dr. Bob.
But also just walking around Tunbridge Wells. And so we're just taking loads and loads of photographs of Bob and then painting them meticulously. I don't remember ever having the conversation of saying, like, why are we doing this? Do we have a kind of overarching theme?
No, the thing was basically we did in a way, which was Bob. We thought that Bob's going to be in all of it. He's going to be walking, and we were obsessed with walking through Tunbridge, through anywhere at night and street lights.
Yeah, I suppose there was more.
No, but beyond that, we sort of had these very grandiose, lofty ideas. But actually, what it was, we were just basically taking photographs of us drinking, painting them, as Richard said, meticulously, and then sort of trying to sort of impose some kind of thing onto them. It's been the first day today, and it's been disastrous. It started out quite well. We left okay. We got to Paris fine, but Richard and Chris have had massive trouble with their GPS, so they still haven't got to the campsite yet, and it's 10 o'clock, so way behind schedule. So we had our first night's sleep, which is actually really, really nice. The cyclists did get here last night at about 11 o'clock.
Some people not putting their weight.
Well, a little bit. I'm judging myself.
It's a little bit light. Cycling 120 miles out of Paris is not that difficult. Driving it in a van, however, is pretty fucking tough.
Yeah.
Apparently.
The video diary, Wednesday, the 2nd of May. We have been mainly looking for vans to travel around Europe, and that's going quite well.
It's going quite well. I saw a van on last Sunday, and it was quite good. It was a little beaten up, but it was very, very big. It had its own stove and a chimney, and it had a function on the door that I liked. The doors come open like this and went pshh, pshh, And so that was really good, but we think we might not be taking that. We were looking at another one earlier, which my mum saw. It looks really nice. It looks really
wicked.
Good. Yeah. So, and other things, we've been working on building the exhibition to go in the van. So not, all the physical aspects of the whole trip. That's what we've been doing today, working really hard.
Shit, I've really zoomed in on my own eye. Massively.
I thought, we need to promote this fucking book. We need to make it into a thing. Promotion, that's what it's all about, Jake.
Let's promote something that doesn't exist.
Yeah. So while we were still furiously painting Bob, I started making these cardboard cutouts. I basically tried to get photos of Bob all over the world, like in Amelie, where she sends that gnome around the world, and said, basically like that, but on a bigger scale. And so I kind of emailed people saying, "Do you want to do this?" And I kind of found my little active group of photographers.
That's it. That's the first exhibition.
First exhibition.
Because that's something we're just doing a little half hour.
And for that, John, I think you ought to take Bob with you because you were a great help. I think you ought to take Bob on your little travels.
All the way to Wales.
All the way to Wales, but he's been to Wales a few times. There's a few.
Well, we take him to Welsh Wales.
Welcome to Roadside Stop 2 with Chris Napleton and Richard Legg. At the moment, we're broken down on the way to some village I can't remember.
Chalon-sur-Saône.
Chalon-sur-Saône.
Or something. Soane.
Unfortunately, my chain, as you can see, as Rich zooms in,
Here we go.
has come apart here, which is why I'm jumping all over the place.
Mission: find spare parts. Found. Let's hope. Let's hope. So first shot was a blowout, wasn't it, Ben? But he directed us to another one, which we managed to find. So here goes. We bought it. We found it.
And here we have, just over the rise here, Neanderthal man at work. We shouldn't get too close. Just fixing his tools with rock and stone.
That's right. Using these two rocks, I've made this carbon fibre bicycle.
It really is quite fascinating how advanced this man has become.
There you go.
A bit specialised, do not recommend fixing a bike with a fucking pair of rocks at the side of the road, but that's fixed.
Day 2, and Chris is in the fetal position, munching his mother's flapjack.
Don't say that. Disgusting little boy.
But we can still make him
That she made lovingly out of oats.
Is that a bar over there?
Yes.
A bar over there. Does it have food?
It has beer.
It has some food. We have noodles ready to prepare. Oh my god.
Yeah, would you like noodles? Mm. Well, basically, you said, Jake, I'm going to send off cardboard cutters. And I was like, yeah, great, whatever. I'm going to try and calculate how many custard creams it would take to power all of the streetlights in Kent for our graphic novel. So while I was doing that, Richard, and then you came back and said, Jake, some people are actually going to do this. They're actually going to take photographs.
Yeah.
Very quickly. It was one guy, actually, Hakimbo from Singapore. Yeah. He sort of got the ball rolling.
Yeah. People did it much more than I thought they were going to.
But I think the thing is, once it had the credibility of having somebody who'd actually posted photos, it meant other people could look at them and see that, oh, this is real. This isn't just something that I'm being sent. It's not a spam email. This is a real person. This is really happening. I will get sent this thing, and that kind of thing snowballs. Because then people, not only do they see them, but they want to take part in it.
Grenoble, Chris, first impressions?
Shit all.
I can confirm it is a shithole.
We got to the campsite. We're slightly further north.
Campsite! Yay!
We're slightly further north of Grenoble than we were planning to be.
We were actually planning to be quite a long way
south. Yeah, we're planning to be south. We're still waiting for the cyclists. We don't know what kind of state they're going to be in, but hopefully an okay one, but we don't know.
I don't think to attack the Alps in this condition.
I know that I've just done it with my knees. It hurts so much.
I can't feel mine anymore. which meant the last bit of the journey was not painful because I couldn't feel it. But if you look, it's just like a lump of...
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's those cleats, aren't they?
Yeah, it's like...
Just put it anywhere that hurts. Yeah, it's anywhere that's swollen or hurts. Let's have a look.
Well, it should be this big.
Yeah.
And it is that big.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so...
No.
It's fucking painful.
So, latest disaster is Chris's passport is really, really, really wet. It was in his saddlebag yesterday when they were riding, which purported to be waterproof, but it turned out it really wasn't. So the main worry is that the picture, his photograph, is very, very, very blurred. But it's drying out now. You can see. We won't need it yet, but when we go through some of the Eastern European countries and Turkey, definitely going to need to have passports.
I'm going to have a red vine.
This is bullshit.
Chris has got a tick on his chest.
Right, Chris.
Everything that could happen could.
Okay.
So can we zoom in on it?
Bite down on this.
Bite down on the red vine. Can we zoom in on the tick so we can have a look at it? It's not very big. Oh, don't worry, no one's going to judge you, Chris. I'm judging.
Oh, you're disgusting.
Wait.
Fucking
Focus.
bastard.
Oh, ouch. It's really dug in there, isn't it? I worry when Ben use something that normally repairs mechanical objects to repair.
I am a mechanical object.
Okay. Richard, that's...
Hold on. Okay. Hey, does he need a red vine to bite down on?
No, I think he should be okay.
Got it. Where is it?
You little bastard.
You little ticky...
It's got it all out, it's fine.
The bob making process, it started off with just basically cardboard cutouts that we were hand drawing bobs onto. Quite quickly came a point where we're having to make over 50 a week, and so that hand drawing thing went out the window because we were painting them, weren't we? We were painting the shadows and then the highlights, and then
adding details with pen. Didn't really come through in the photo.
It didn't really massively come through in the photo because he ended up usually just being a silhouette.
Right, Ben and I have been having another discussion. This time to do with Chris's passport. Ben thinks, and I agree with him, that it could be quite a big problem. Not so much in Italy, Germany, Austria, France, where we can explain what's happened, perhaps, but in other countries with smaller checkpoints in Eastern Europe, where we could be, pulled over, held, because the photo ID isn't as clear. It isn't a photo anymore. It's kind of a few squiggle lines. You can see his eyebrows.
Blue blob.
A big blue blob. Yeah.
I think Chris looks quite like a big blue blob.
He does.
We've got more than 25 miles to go, and it's just been uphill for the last...
Is it that if you attack the Alps through one direction, they're uphill all the fucking way? This is bullshit! We've been climbing for 10 miles, 20 miles. There's no respite on this fucking shit. There's no fucking rest.
We're in right in the middle of the Alps now, just on the border of Abduez.
God, that was really cool.
You're in the mountains.
Uphill all the way.
Yeah, we were saying that.
Once you went past Livet, what was the town called? Livet and Gavet, which is nice. I'm not sure that's how it's pronounced.
And some of the relationships on the tour have become quite close.
Some of them haven't.
Richard and I remain leagues apart.
Once we had some footage, so we got our first album through, and these guys were really amazing photographers as well. There's a guy called George Sato from Brazil, awesome photographer. So once I got him, Hakimbo, Sofia Rodriguez, once I got their photos, I could then put up an album saying, this is happening, be involved in it. And then we started getting emails a lot.
That was an incredibly cold night, and probably only got about 2 hours of sleep. I feel a bit guilty, but the cyclists have already headed off.
Ben's still asleep in the van. We'll give him another 20 minutes before I rouse the bear. We have, I don't know how many paintings we make for the book, about 50 odd?
50.
Quite big on hardboard acrylic paintings. And we sort of stopped the moment that the Bob cutout thing took over. Thank you. Because the face, the bits of the face are obscured, so, but the passport's intact, and it's a valid one, so, Okay, thank you very much for that. Cheers, thank you. Goodbye. Okay.
So what's the news
she
so far?
said that as long as the passport's intact and it's not falling apart, and that you can make something out, she doesn't see it as being a problem getting into countries. But she's given us a specific number.
Can't make out that face.
She's given us you can, but you would get but yeah, on the top photo, not on the bottom photo. But she's given us a specific number that I'm going to call now, which is to deal with exactly this kind of thing.
It just seems like
everything.
It just seems like at any point when things are going well, something goes badly. That's what's really annoying. It's just like I've had 3 days of thinking, God, my fucking legs really hurt. I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if we're actually going to be able to do the distance. Not really taking into account that we've just been cycling continuously uphill for however many miles, and then you're going to come down the other side and go, oh God, no, that wasn't the problem. Like everything is fine. My legs don't hurt. I feel all right.
It was a mechanical failure.
It was and also just the fact that I wasn't really forgiving enough for the fact that we were cycling into probably the biggest mountain range in Europe. Are you okay? Are you okay? Chrissy. Oh my God. Oh my God. Are you okay?
I'm good.
What?
I'm good. I just hurt my back.
What?
I'm sorry.
Well, no, it's fine. You don't need to be sorry. For God's sake.
I
thought you...
I'm sorry.
No, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Are you okay?
I think
Get
so.
you out of the road. Can you get up?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
No, there's nothing to be sorry about. I thought you could hear me.
I'm so sorry.
Can you sit up?
Yeah.
No, I don't know what we're meant to do here.
It's fine.
Is your back
just
hurt?
check the bike. I'm fine.
Are you? I want you out of the road, man. I don't give a shit about the bike at the moment. I tried to accelerate away, but I just couldn't. I'm really worried about the bike. Right. Okay. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Yes. Fingers okay?
Yes.
Right. Bike.
We worked normally Monday to Wednesday was sort of the bob days, weren't they? And then the rest of the time was spent sort of earning money. And literally in those days, I didn't think about anything else.
We sat in a small room and talked about how cool we were. and how everything was going to be great.
Yeah.
For 3 days a week.
And how this was going to be the big thing. It felt like if we weren't doing the bob thing, if we weren't spending that time, what were we doing?
I don't know if this is on video, but I saw a moth gliding, not flapping its wings because it was so warm, it was riding the thermals. This impertinent little moth just kind of like flew right past me, gliding. I've never seen a moth glide like a bird, but it did it, And I said this to them, I went up to them and I said, guys, it was so hot today that I saw a moth gliding. And now they laughed so much at that.
I saw a bat with a calippo.
Jake, it was so hot today that I saw an otter sipping a mojito.
I saw a weasel in hot pants.
It was so hot today that I saw a peanut in Speedos.
Oh my God. I also saw a rat in a hijab.
And it's like, and the jokes go on and on and on. And literally, apparently, when they were really suffering today, they were making these jokes and laughing, and it was getting them up the hill. So I guess in a way, I have helped.
We need to make it to Istanbul because we're doing it for charity, in order for that money to actually be raised, because otherwise, it won't be.
Yeah, we were going off in all directions.
Of course, yeah.
We never said no. We never said no to each other about anything.
I know this, yeah. So, there's a list of countries that we will go through. I believe it's, Bosnia, Serbia, Bulgaria, and then Turkey, and then I will probably have to...
A guy who had requested a bob and been sent a bob,
Julo
Christoph, a Slovakian guy, he sort of had an exhibition space, and it was in an old Soviet-era bus station in a village in Slovakia. And he basically messaged us and said, we got this space and it's free, and I'd really like to have an exhibition about Bob. We printed out all the photos, really big ones actually this time. Do you remember we went around all the charity shops and we bought like really nice frames for them separately?
We boxed them all up and shipped them out to Slovakia.
Yeah.
3 months and 6 months. Well, we just tried to get an ETD to get us from Croatia into Bosnia, then Serbia, then Bulgaria and Turkey.
Roll the dice of 6. You've reached bureaucracy.
Bureaucracyville, the new board game brought to you by Tedium.
Why is this all so stupidly difficult?
Chris, what have you got?
Got an emergency bus.
Yes! Woo! Right, we've just had possibly the funniest
We just had a
development
add to the trip, and we've just had the emergency document done. It turns out that the British Embassy in Zagreb, which is the capital of Croatia, have liked our challenge on Facebook. Which is absolutely brilliant.
Postavička precestoval 60 krajín a stal pred objektívom viac ako 2000 fotografov zo sveta. Na výstave v priestore nástupište 1 až 12 v Topolčanoch boli prezentované najlepšie práce, ktoré v rámci projektu vznikli.
Bob is a global phenomenon.
Postavičku sme vymysleli len tak pre potešenie.
I had in my mind, and I think Jake felt the same, that we were going to meet a guy who was quite a lot like us, and it was going to be, the whole thing was going to be quite disorganised and quite funny. We got picked up from the airport, so yes, we flew over. We sent all this stuff over, and then we flew over to Slovakia, and we got
Bratislava.
And we got picked up by Yulo and his boyfriend, and his boyfriend's like the director of a Swiss bank or something, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So it was in a really plush car, and then they had an apartment for us, and then we stayed in that.
It was an apartment that was above the National Opera House in Bratislava, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was crazy.
That is lovely, isn't it? Oh, he's pissing. I slightly need a poo, to be honest.
No, there were so many involved, I just liked it.
So we just got pulled over for the first time in Albania, literally the middle of nowhere. And we like, because when we came here, I think we bribed the border policeman to not have to get insurance or something. Did you see that van? I just missed recording that, but a transit van.
Yeah. So basically, we were told off, but then told to move on our website. I don't think they could be bothered to do anything about it.
But yeah, it was quite scary, wasn't it, Ben?
Yeah, I wasn't too scared because they weren't going to arrest us because they wouldn't have been able to explain that
they couldn't have said arrest us. They basically just kept on saying cigarettes on, and we didn't really know what that meant.
We now know is Albanian for insurance.
Yeah. And we don't have Albanian insurance, but there you go.
Yeah, you get them.
We've arrived in Puke, the lovely town of Puke.
We thought, that was great, England is rubbish, let's exhibit everywhere. We lost. It wasn't over, like people were obviously still requesting, we were still sending, but we felt like we had to show off these things because there were thousands of photos.
I think we kind of transitioned from encouragers to curators, didn't we? Mm-hmm. And we decided that actually
we weren't taking our own photos.
We wanted to take people's photos and show them off more.
The whole passport issue has really messed around with the trip because now we're going to go to Istanbul and I've got to get a plane back to England from Istanbul, so I'm not going to be there on the way back on the return journey at all. So I'm going to miss out on all the countries.
Just woken up and Chris and Ben have made spaghetti bolognese for breakfast. What a breakfast.
This isn't a joke. It was so cold in the shower, I did see a daddy long legs shivering.
We had this big idea that we wanted to basically be able to exhibit everywhere all the time. And so, we bought all these little doll's house frames, filmed ourselves just going around sticking them all over the place.
We even had, when we went to London and we had an exhibition in a phone box. So we stuck them all inside this phone box. It smelled of piss. And we were trying to get people to go into the phone box and people didn't want to. Yep, so we started the day exhibiting in phone boxes and on the back of buses and anywhere we could stick things, churches, pavement.
Yeah.
And then we ended the day in the Tate Modern.
We're in Turkey. Chris is pissing on it. There he is. Yeah, we've arrived here. It's very hot. It's much better than Bulgaria so far. We're riding on the motorway because there's a really good little kind of hard shoulder thing that you can cycle on. It's a lot like a cycle lane, which is cool. And we're on our way to somewhere I can't pronounce. It seems a lot like we might have to go through a toll road to get there. We don't know if we can go on a toll road. We certainly don't intend to pay for it. But yeah, we don't know, do we?
No idea.
We thought, oh, you know what we'll do? Let's do a proper exhibition tour rather than just doing our sort of silly little trips. We put up tiny things and sending things out. Let's do like an exhibition tour. Let's get a van and go around Europe with an exhibition in the back. And Richard's like, that's great because also I want to do a cycling trip and I can cycle and you can be in the van putting on exhibitions and then we can all do exhibitions on the way back. And of course it was like, yeah, that sounds great. And also,
that'd be easy.
Let's make a film of it.
Istanbul.
You've done it.
You did it. You made it. Awesome, well done guys. Well done.
It was so much. It was the hardest thing that, in terms of the project, and actually probably in my life that I've ever done.
It was great. It was really fun. There were reasons why it wasn't as great as it could have been.
When I say it's hard, it doesn't necessarily mean it's all bad. It just means in terms of...
It was good, but we just got back and we were exhausted. We're doing like a lithography exhibition across Europe. We're speaking to Nural, the manager. And we wanted to put the exhibition up in here for a bit. Okay. She said that was okay? Yeah? Okay. Awesome. All right, we've got it in the van. We'll just get it out and put it up. Yeah?
Okay, it's okay.
Yeah. I particularly like your response.
Yeah, okay.
Awesome. I don't think we ever explicitly said that it was ever kind of over. And I don't think that we really kind of admitted to ourselves that it was after the trip. Mm. At the same time, it was really hard to see where it was going from there. I feel proud and slightly ashamed. I mean, it was such a cool thing to do. It was so optimistic, wasn't it? It was just a bit naive. It was a bit naive, but at the same time, you could say, you know, if 5 years on, we could not have done that. And what would we have done? Actually, it was funny, so it was worth it. You know, isn't it really weird that like what started off as us sitting in a small room and talking about how cool we were, ended up basically with us trying to tell the entire world how cool we were.
No, it wasn't how cool. It's how cool they were. How cool they were. Because that's the thing. Yeah. We were actually we hadn't actually.
We
weren't artists anymore in that sense. We were curators, but also, you know, even though Bob was the character that united all these photos. The fact is that other people had done it, and we just wanted to show how cool that was.
Yeah. We tried to make a book about Bob going on a journey, but instead we went.
Oh, for Jack's sake! Oh my god!
Oh, who's this exhibition sponsored by? Shall I go and get the sign?
Who's this sponsored by?
Shall I go and get the sign? Who's Tom? Tom May?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Istanbul, sponsored by Tom May. Thanks, Tom.
Woo!
Well done, Tom.
Woo!
High five.